Hello everyone. Course BSc, subject physics, paper semiconductor devices, digital electronics, laser and fiber optics, subtopic P-type and N-type semiconductors and barrier formation in PN junction diode. Presented by Bommalingaya B, Assistant Professor, Srimati Shri YER, Government First Aid College, Pavagada. Introduction. So electronics is one of the most important branch of physics which has its impact very obvious in our daily life. All of us are aware of electronic entertainment systems like television, video, tape recorder, etc. Communication systems like telephone, pager, satellite, communications, etc. Medical diagnostic systems like cardiogram, various scanners, etc. All these systems use devices like transistors, diodes, light emitting diodes, integrated circuits, chips, etc. These are all made up of a material called semiconductor. N-type semiconductor. Already I have told in the previous class the materials, the extrinsic semiconductor has two types. One is N-type semiconductor and another one is P-type semiconductor. So intrinsic semiconductors can be altered by doping up some external substances into the intrinsic semiconductor. We can get extrinsic semiconductor. So therefore it has two types. The first one is N-type semiconductor. So pentavalent impurities such as phosphorus, arsenic, tin and bismuth impurity is added to silicon or germanium, which is a tetravalent. Every phosphorus atoms 4 valence electrons are locked up in covalent bond with valence electrons of 4 neighboring silicon atoms. However, the fifth valence electrons of the phosphorus atom does not find a binding electron and thus remains free to float in the material. When a voltage is applied across the silicon phosphorus mixture, free electrons migrate toward the positive voltage end. We say that silicon is doped with phosphorus. The resulting mixture is called N-type silicon. So N means negative charge carrier silicon. The pentavalent impurities are referred to as donor impurities. P-type semiconductor and energy band diagram. So here this is a silicon structure. The silicon structure. So it has having four electrons in surroundings. So here phosphorus has pentavalent atom. So there are each covalent bond. Here two dots represents the covalent bonds. So each covalent bonds of the silicon is interact with the phosphorus atoms and remaining only one electron, that is phosphorus, or it may be arsenic electron. So donor atom. So phosphorus is a donor atom. So therefore here the energy formation, energy band diagram. Here figure B represents energy band diagram, electron energy, and it is a valence band and it is a conduction band. So the donor here positive points represents the donor levels and donor, that is known as donor level. So here Eg represents the energy energy gap, and Ev is the valence energy, and Ec is the conduction band energy. So energy band diagram. So the effect of doping process can be described in energy band diagram. The discrete energy level called the donor level appears in the forbidden band near the conduction band edge with an Eg significantly less than that of the intrinsic materials. So as a result of free electrons have less difficulty in absorbing a sufficient thermal energy to move into the conduction band. At room temperature, electrons are majority carriers and holes are the minority charge carriers. P-type semiconductor. So it is also a material. So trivalent impurities like boron, aluminum, indium and gallium is added to silicon. Every boron atoms 3 valence electrons are locked up in covalent bond with the valence electrons of 3 neighboring silicon atoms or germanium atoms. However, a vacant spot hole is created within the covalent bond between one boron atom and a neighboring silicon atom or germanium atom. The holes are considered to be positive charge carriers. When a voltage is applied across the silicon boron mixture, a hole moves toward the negative voltage end while a neighboring electron fills in its place. We say that silicon or germanium is doped with boron. The resulting mixture is called p-type silicon. P represents the positive charge carrier silicon or germanium. The trivalent impurities are referred to as acceptor impurities. P-type semiconductors and energy band diagram. So this also represents an acceptor atom. Boron is an acceptor atom and germanium is the host atom. Germanium or silicon is the host atom. So therefore here the negatively charged acceptor atom is formed. Charged acceptor atom is formed. So here this represents the energy band diagram of the band diagram of the p-type semiconductor. So here lower band represents the valence electrons. When the electric field is applied to the p-type semiconductor, the electrons from the valence band jump to certain level. Jump to certain, that means the electrons are jump to certain level, that is known as acceptor level. Acceptors, electrons, this is the conduction band. So here holes, positive represents the holes and negative represents electrons. EC is the energy of the valence band, EC is the energy of the conduction band, EV is the energy of the valence band. P-type semiconductors and energy band diagram. The impurity is called an acceptor because the impurity atoms create holes which accepts electrons. One electron is missing. So the discrete energy level called the acceptor level appears in the forbidden energy gap near the valence band edge. In this case, holes are the majority carriers and electrons are the minority carriers. And next we will go to PN junction. Definition. What do you mean by PN junction? A PN junction is an interface or a boundary between two semiconductor material types, namely the P-type and N-type semiconductor inside the semiconductor. Barrier formation in PN junction diode or formation of depletion region in PN junction. As we know, if we use different to make a PN junction, there will be a grain boundary that would inhibit the movement of electrons from one side to the other by scattering the electrons and holes, and thus we use the process of doping. Let us consider a thin p-type silicon semiconductor sheet. If we add a small amount of pentavalent impurity to this, a part of the p-type silicon will get converted into n-type silicon. Formation of depletion region in PN junction. This sheet will now contain both p-type region and n-type region and a junction between these two regions. The process that follow after the formation of a PN junction are of two types, diffusion and drift. So as we know, there is a difference in the concentration of holes and electrons at the two sides of a junction. The holes from the P side diffuse to the N side and the electrons from the N side diffuse to the P side. These give rise to a diffusion current across the junction. The diffusion current represented by IND equals QAD N into dN by dx, and IPD equals minus QAD P into dN by dx. Here IND N represents the here where D is represents the diffusion of electrons and N represents the electrons, P holes, P represents the holes. The negative sign appears for holes due to difference between the direction of carrier flow. So that means here Q is the electronic charge, A is the area of the sheet, and D is the diffusion. The rate of flow of electrons along the x-axis. And here IPD, P represents holes, D is the diffusion current. A minus a negative sign appears for holes due to difference between the direction of carrier flow. A is the area of the sheet, D is the diffusion of the electrons, and the rate of flow of holes along the x-axis. Barrier formation in PN junction. Here the diagram represents the formation of PN junction diode and depletion layer. So here P-type represents the it contains the material it contains which contains holes, and N-type material contains electrons. So here P-type and N-type when combined each other, so the some electrons are diffused into the P-type and some holes are diffused into the N-type. So therefore there will be a potential difference develop across the depletion region, that is known as this is known as PN junction. At this junction there is a voltage difference developed in the PN junction diode. So here another diagram represents P-type and N-type. P-type, that means P represents the anode and N represents the cathode. Formation of depletion region. When an electron diffuses from N side to the P side, an ionized donor is left behind on the N side, which is immobile. As the process goes on, a layer of positive charge is developed on the N side of the junction. Similarly, when a hole goes from the P side to the N side, and ionized acceptor is left behind in the P side, resulting in the formation of a layer of negative charges in the P side of the junction. This region of positive charge and negative charge on either side of the junction is termed as the depletion region. Formation of depletion region. Due to this positive space charge region on either side of the junction, an electric field direction from a positive charge towards the negative charge is developed. Due to this electric field, the electron on the P side of the junction moves to the N side of the junction. This motion is termed as the drift. So here we see that the direction of the drift current is opposite to the diffusion current. Jp drift plus Jp diffusion equals 0. So here Jp represents the holes current, and Jp represents the holes of the drift current, and here Jp diffusion current density of the holes. So here because I is equal to Ja, where J is the current density, A is the area of the cross section of the material. J is equal to I by A, where J is the current density. Jn drift plus drift. The depletion region's resistance becomes negligible when the applied voltage is large in silicon at the voltage of 0.6 volts. The resistance of the depletion region becomes completely negligible and the current flows across the unjumped. Jn drift plus Jn diffuse equals 0. The P represents holes and N represents electrons. Formation of depletion region. When the PN junction is forward biased, the built-in electric field at the PN junction and the applied electric field are in opposite direction. When both the electric fields add up the resultant electric field, as a magnitude lesser than the built-in electric field. This results in a less resistive and thinner depletion region. The depletion region's resistance becomes negligible when the applied voltage is large. In silicon, at the voltage of 0.6 volts, the resistance of the depletion region becomes completely negligible and the current flows across it unimpeded. References. So these are the books which can be referred for further information. Thank you, one and all.